Hi, fourth graders. It's Mrs. Farrell here. I thought that while we're all home, it might be fun to do some number talks. So what I'll do is put together a daily number talk for you guys. Again, I know some of you remember it from past years. With our daily number talks, we're really trying to use our mental math skills. Think about how we can make sense of problems and see it solved in different ways. So what I'll do is I'll put a problem up here. This is my little makeshift classroom for now. I'll put a problem up on the board, and then I know I can't hear what you guys are saying or thinking, but if you want to go ahead and pause the video and think about how you might solve it, and then I'll go ahead and share my strategy. And then also, as we keep going, maybe it would be fun if some of you are interested in sharing your strategy with me. Maybe we could do a Google Hangout one of these days where you can share your thinking with me. So maybe just have your parents email me if you're interested in that, and we can see how that would work. So I know this might not be what you guys are working on in class, but any mental math is good mental math for now. So we're going to go ahead and just start with a problem. So 84 times 5, you can go ahead and pause the video right now if you want to go ahead and think about it. I do have my third grade son with me, Patrick, who might try to help solve some of these problems, although he's not quite in fourth grade yet. But we might have him try a strategy or two here as well. So, all right. Do you want to try it? Okay. All right, what would you do to solve this problem?
So first I would take away the 4 and make it 80 times 5, which we know is 400.
How do we know that's 400?
Because 80 because 8 times 5 is 40, and then you just add a 0.
Okay.
And then it's 4 times 4 is 16. And then 400 plus 16 is 416.
Okay, because you had 4 left. So really what you're doing there is splitting up that 84 into 80 and 4. So let's see. My thought would be to do exactly what you did, 80 times 5 first, which gives us 400. And then the only difference is it's not 4 times 4 that's left, it's 4 times 5. Because all we did is split up this 84 into 80 plus 4. So then if I do 4 times 5, that gives me 20. And so 400 plus 20 equals 420. So very close. No, it's important to learn from our mistakes, right? So it's okay to make a mistake, and somebody else might have done that. So it's a good thing to talk through, right? Sometimes we learn best from our mistakes. So we'll send you another one later, fourth grade. Have a great day. Bye.
Write 14,897 in expanded form. So let me just rewrite the number, and I'll color code it, and that way we can keep track of our digits. So we have 14,000. So 1, yeah, I don't have to write. Well, let me write it that big. 14,897. Let's see, I already used the blue. Maybe I should use yellow. And 97 in expanded form. So let's think about what place each of these digits are in. This right here, the 7 is in the ones place. This is in the ones place. This is in the ones place. The 9 is in the tens place. The 9 is in the tens place. This literally represents 9 tens, and we're going to see this in a second. This literally represents 7 ones. The 8 is in the hundreds place. This is in the hundreds place. The 4 is in the thousands place. It literally represents 4,000. So this is in the thousands place. And then the 1 is in the 10,000s place. Is in the 10,000s place. And you see, every time you move to the left, you move one place to the left, you're multiplying by 10. Ones place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands place, 10,000s place. Now let's think about what that really means. If this 1 is in the 10,000s place, that means that it literally represents. So this 1 literally represents. I want to do this in a way that my arrows don't get mixed up. Actually, let me start at the other end. Let me start what the 7 represents. The 7 literally represents 7 ones. 7 ones. Or another way to think about it, it also, you could say, it represents 7 times 1. All of these are equivalent. It represents 7 ones. Now let's think about the 9. That's why I'm doing it from the right, so that the arrows don't have to cross each other. So what does the 9 represent? It represents 9 tens. You could literally imagine you have 9 actual tens. You could have a 10 plus a 10 plus a 10. Do that 9 times. That's literally what it represents. 9 actual tens. 9 tens. Or you could say it's the same thing as 9 times 10. Or 90. Either way you want to think about it. So let me write all the different ways to think about it. Or 90. It represents all of these things. 9 tens, or 9 times 10, or 90. So then we have our 8. Our 8 represents, we see it's in the hundreds place, it represents 8 hundreds. 8 hundreds. Or you could view that as being equivalent to 8 times 100. 100, not 1,000. 8 times 100, or 800. That 8 literally represents 8 hundreds. 800. And then the 4. I think you get the idea here. This represents in the thousands place. It represents 4 thousands. 4 thousands, which is the same thing as 4 times 1,000, which is the same thing as 4,000. 4,000 is the same thing as 4 thousands added up. And then finally, we have this 1, which is sitting in the 10,000s place. So it literally represents 1 10,000. 10,000. 1 10,000. Or you could imagine it. You could imagine if these were kind of chips, kind of poker chips, that would represent one of the blue poker chip. And each blue poker chip represents 10,000. I don't know if that helps you or not. And 1 10,000 is the same thing as 1 times 10,000, which is the same thing as 10,000. So when they ask us to write it in an expanded form, we could write 14,897 literally as the sum of these numbers, of kind of its components. Or we could write it as the sum of these numbers. And actually, let me write this. This top 7 times 1 is just equal to 7. So 14,897 is the same thing as 10,000, 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 4,000 plus 800, 800 plus 800 plus 90, that's the 90, or 90 plus 90 plus 7, plus 7. So you could consider this expanded form, or you could use this version of it. Or you could say this is the same thing as 1 times 10,000, depending on what people consider it to be expanded form, plus 4 times 1,000, plus 8 times 100, 8 times 100, plus 9 times 10, plus 9 times 10, plus 7 times 1. Scroll to the right a little bit. Plus 7 times 1. So either of these could be considered expanded form.